Good morning, children. Hope you are fine. Do you remember the last time we heard a story called The Stag? Whose story was that? Yes, it was a part of Aesop's Fables. Today, we will be continuing with Aesop's Fables. And what are the fables called? Short moral stories. Today we will be reading a fable called The Dog in the Manger. Now children, all of you know what's a dog. Dog means kutta. But do you know what's a manger? A manger is a low open container or box which cows, horses and other animals feed from when they stay in the stable. Can you see the picture of the manger? It's a small box filled with lot of hay so that when animals like cows, horses, bullocks come to lay in the stable, and when they are hungry, they can eat the hay from the manger. Now children, who are the two characters in the picture that you see? There's a dog and the other character is an ox. The larger animal that you see is the ox. Ox is also called as bullock, or in Hindi we say bell. So who are the two main characters? The dog and the ox. Now let us read the story. The Dog in the Manger. Once a dog was looking for a nice and comfortable place to lie down. He came to the manger of an ox and jumped onto the hay to rest. So children, as you can see in the picture, once upon a time there was a dog who was very tired. He wanted a nice place so he can lie down and go to sleep. He saw the manger of an ox and he saw there was nice cool hay in the manger. Hay means the dried straw-like grass in the picture. So the dog said, "This looks like a nice place to relax. Let me sleep over here." And he went and laid down in the hay. Now let's see what happens. It was a very hot afternoon. After a while, the ox returned from the field. He had worked hard in the hot sun and was now quite hungry. He stood in his stall and was planning to eat the hay that was put in the manger for him. So children, whose food was the hay? Yes, the hay was food for the ox. The ox had worked very hard in the field and it was summer, so it was very hot in the afternoon. The ox was tired and hungry. He wanted to eat the hay that was kept for him in the manger. However, when he reached for the hay, the dog saw him. Standing in the manger, he began to bark loudly at the ox. Can you see the dog barking at the ox? Each time that the ox came near the hay, the dog snarled, barked, and snapped at the ox. He would not allow the ox to eat his hay. So the poor ox was so hungry, and all he wanted was to eat his food. But whenever he went close to the hay, the dog started barking loudly at the ox. Again, when the ox tried to eat the hay, then the dog made a growling noise. Grrr. And he tried to bite the ox. So what was the dog doing? He was not allowing the cow to eat his food. I have written down the meanings of hay, snapped, and snarled. Hay is the cut and dried grass which the animals eat as food. Snapped means make a sudden bite with noise. And snarled means a growling sound. Like when the dogs get angry, they make grrr. So till here, what did you understand, children? That the dog was not allowing the poor hungry ox to eat his hay. Let's see what happens. Oxen are generally peace-loving and patient animals. Now, children, so far we've been hearing the word ox. Now, what is oxen? You must be knowing singular means one and plural means many. So when we have one animal, we say ox. But if there's more than one ox, then the plural of ox is oxen. These oxen are very friendly animals. They do not attack or fight. They are peace-loving animals. But finally, the ox got upset and spoke firmly. Dog, if you wanted to share my dinner with me, I would not mind it. But you neither eat the hay nor allow me to enjoy it. It is of no use to you. Then why don't you let me have my favorite food? Don't begrudge others what you don't enjoy yourself. So children, though oxen are peace-loving and friendly animals, because the dog was behaving so badly with the ox, he got very angry. He told him, dogs don't eat hay, but ox eat hay. So this is my food. If you would have eaten hay, I would have surely shared my food with you. But neither are you eating the hay, nor you're allowing me to eat the hay. You are being so selfish. And then the poor ox went away hungry back to the field. So what happens here, children? The dog doesn't allow the ox to eat the hay and barks and hushes him away. The ox is still hungry and has to go like this back to the field. Let's read the meanings. Oxen means plural of ox. Generally means mostly. Peace-loving means friendly. Upset means angry. Begrudge means getting jealous about others' things. So in the last line you see what the ox tells the dog. Don't begrudge others what you don't enjoy yourself. What does that mean? That means just because you cannot eat the hay, don't get jealous that I am going to eat the hay. Now the idiom related to the story is, look at the picture. It says, he is a dog in the manger. But what does the sentence actually mean? It means he keeps something that he doesn't really need or want so that others may not enjoy it. Isn't it related to the story? Tell me how. So, just like the dog couldn't eat the hay, but he decided that he wouldn't even allow the ox to eat the hay. So neither is the dog enjoying, nor is he allowing the ox to enjoy. Is that a good habit, children? No. We should learn to be kind and nice to others. Now that you've heard the story, let us answer some questions. The first question is, what is the setting of this fable? Setting means what is the background or the place where this story is read. So, the answer is, the setting of the fable is in a manger or barn on a farm. The next question is, who are the characters in the story? The answer is, the characters in the story are the dog and the ox. The third question is, how do the oxen feel when they enter the barn? Barn is another word for manger. So the oxen feel tired and hungry when they enter the barn. Why are they tired and hungry? Can you guess? Because they have been pulling the plow in the field and working hard all afternoon. The fourth question is, why do the oxen want the dog to move from the manger? Why, children? Yes, the oxen wanted the dog to move from the manger so that they could eat their dinner. And what was their dinner? The hay. The fifth question, how does the ox in the story act like a person? Now children, if you remember, I had told you all that in Aesop's fables, He used animals always, and he used to give these animals special qualities of speaking, thinking, etc. So, in this story, how does the ox act like a person? The ox can speak. And how does the ox act like an animal? Correct. The ox wants to eat the hay. The sixth question, does the dog budge and get out of the manger? Does he? No. Why or why not? Now, children, this answer could be different according to you. Why do you think the dog doesn't want to get out of the manger? According to me, the dog is being selfish. He wants to relax and lie down in the hay, but he's not thinking about the hungry ox. You could write your own answer. The seventh question is, if you were the ox and the dog refused to get out of the manger, what would you do? So, children, in this story, when the dog refused to get out of the manger, the ox quietly walked away and told the dog that what he was doing was wrong. Now, you have to answer, if you were the ox, would you have done the same thing or would you do something else? Write this in your own words. And the last question is, what is the moral of this fable? So the moral of this fable is, don't be mean and rude when you have no need of things yourself. You could write your own moral according to what you have learned from the story. That's all for today, children. I hope you loved this beautiful story. And what's important is, I hope you learned a lovely moral of helping others and not being jealous or selfish. Appreciate the things you have and also think about others. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.